Hey everybody, it's Helen. I'm back with another vlog, and this time I'm doing it with the company of Amanda the Panda. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, this week a lot has happened actually since the last time I made a vlog, and I'm gonna talk about a few things that I find extremely important, or at least personally. Number one. This is about confidence, and this is something I'm actually working on at the moment. Confidence is it's not always the easiest thing to obtain within yourself. Sometimes you have to look to others, even though you really need to find confidence in yourself first. It's a little complicated. I mean, with my situation personally, I'm not going to go too much into detail because you clearly don't need to know my personal life. But for the most part, confidence, at least for me, is something that needs to be built up over time. It needs to be let's give an example. When I first started doing theater, I wasn't extremely confident with myself. And for a while, I had been singing with the high school choir, and my choir director, who is an incredible woman, by the way, she's fantastic, and I absolutely love her. She actually pushed me to kind of go to theater. I mean, I'm not going to say I always knew I was a singer, but back in middle school, I was getting into the interest of singing, and it was really cool for me. So I ended up doing it when I got to the high school, and she just kind of pushed me to theater. Because even though I had done theater in the middle school, it's different when you go up to the high school. When I had first heard about one of the shows that I could have done, because the way my high school works is that you have the senior show in the fall, you have the drama in the winter, which is your straight play, and then you have the spring musical. So I used to do bowling in the winter, so I couldn't do the drama, aka the straight plays. So the only chance I really got to do theater was in the spring with the musicals. So when my choir teacher had asked if I was going to audition for the spring musical, I was hesitant at first. I wasn't really confident with my singing, but I still felt okay, and I knew I wasn't the best actor in the world. I mean, my acting can definitely be improved on even now. So I told her I wasn't quite too sure if I was going to audition, and she said, why not just go to auditions, see what the process is like, and if you want to, you can fill out a form and you can just do it. So she actually helped me pick out a song just in case I did decide to audition, and I practiced with her, and it was fun. So when auditions actually rolled around, I watched a couple of people that I knew audition, and I'm like, you know what? What the heck? I'm gonna audition. I've got nothing to lose. So I did. And I knew for a fact that I wasn't gonna get anything big. Because, I mean, this was my first year in the high school. There's no way I was gonna be able to get any big parts. So I just went in saying, If I get in, I get in. That's fine by me. And when the cast list did come out, I ended up being in the ensemble, so it was a complete shock to me. I was overjoyed that the director had picked me in the show. And it was just something, it was after realizing that I actually had the potential to be something and be a part of something big, it just made me feel so good inside, and that was a big boost of confidence for me. And now I'm just trying to have confidence in myself as a person rather than confidence as a performer. So that's topic number one. Number two is happiness. Now, I recently had a discussion with one of my friends about these qualities. So most of the stuff I say is also some stuff that he said as well. Um, Happiness, in order for you to be happy with somebody else, you have to be happy with yourself first, and that's also something I'm working on. Confidence is gonna be one of the things that helps me become happier with myself. Not that I'm not happy now, it's just I've been dealing with a lot of stuff and it's kind of throwing my head out of whack. But anyway, happiness. There's a lot of things that can make a person individually happy, and this is all individuality. Being independently happy is what I'm kind of coming off of. For me personally, performing, singing, doing things that I enjoy, that makes me happy. Although in the past, I kind of had the problem where I thought my happiness was coming from others, where I really kind of need to be a bit, I hate saying the word selfish, and just focus on myself. I'm the kind of person who worries a lot about others, and I care a lot about people. So I guess there's some points in time where I do need to find the happiness in myself. But yeah, that is, I guess, it on that topic. And I guess my last one will be on what else? Well, I guess since I talked about theater and kind of building up my confidence through middle school and high school, I guess I can talk about what my high school was like. Whatever. My high school was basically we didn't start as freshmen, we started as 8th graders. Our school district was a little weird. But we came into the high school as 8th graders, and the teachers treated us as high schoolers, even though we technically weren't freshmen. So we got to experience what high school was like before we were technically high schoolers. It's a little weird, but it was a good system and I enjoyed it. So how things worked out was that, at least for me, because hello my vlogs. 8th grade coming in, I was extremely shy. I basically had just come out of a place where the way things worked back in middle school was I didn't really have the confidence, again with the confidence, I didn't have the confidence or really the backbone to stand up for myself or anything like that. So I had just gotten out of a position where I had finally done something to stand up for myself, and people were just, okay, we're not going to bother her anymore. So I basically just got out of that. And I was very naive back then. So, yeah, you can see where that works out. Um, so when I first started, I didn't really know where I fit in. I mean, I knew I enjoyed theater and singing, but I didn't really know. There weren't a ton of people in my own grade who did that, and the people who did, I wasn't really close with. So that was a little weird. So when I did sign up for concert choir, I met a ton of different people, and that really helped me out just to set me up with a basis of friends in the beginning. Um, as the time went on in the winter, my friend dragged me to try out for varsity bowling, and I'm like, hold up, I don't bowl. When I did, it was for fun, and I sucked. But I gave it a shot anyway. I ended up getting on the team, which was great. And I did that basically for the rest of high school. And obviously, I told you about my experience in the spring with the musical, so that was good. And that entire year, the 8th grade year, that was just a solid base for me. Just, I got myself settled. I knew where I was and what I was going to do throughout the rest of high school. And it would just worked out. And that's basically how high school progressed. And I guess, at least theater-wise, it definitely, that base definitely really set me up for a good position when I ended up being a senior. Because of all the shows I had done, because of all the involvement with the music and theater departments in our high school, people knew who I was, and they knew what I was they knew my potential, and they knew what I was capable of, singing and musically wise. So that ended up, like, as the years went on after 8th grade, I started slowly building my way up the little ladder in parts and stuff. Like, I ended up getting a couple more solos, I got a few spoken lines, and then when I finally got to high school, the senior year of high school, I had gotten a secondary role in my senior show, and that was amazing. It was my first part where I was actually named, and I actually had a character, like, secondary role character, which was fantastic. And then when the spring musical rolled around for senior year, I ended up getting another secondary role, which was, again, incredible. It was, those two shows were experiences that I cannot replicate again, because they were just so unique, so individual, so fantastic, that it just made me so good inside. And after that, I thought, okay, now that I'm finally doing well with the theater, when I get to college, I might have the same amount of luck. And when I did come here to UNH, I realized theater was extremely different from high school. And I mean, yes, you're going to be put back at the bottom again because you're starting as freshmen, and the directors don't know you. So it took me a bit to figure that out. But honestly, I just kept throwing myself out there, kept auditioning for anything that came up, and I finally got into something, aka War Story. So that is about it. And thank you guys for listening through my vlog. I'm really glad that you've been keeping up with all this stuff. I'm actually gonna see if I can put up a cover for Sunday, which would be really nice. Saturday, I'm gonna be a bit preoccupied. I have to go and see a show for one of my theater classes. I'm actually really excited for it because it sounds really good. Or at least the place where the show is being held is really good, apparently. So, there's that. Thank you all for watching. Amanda the Panda, thanks you too. And give this video some thumbs up if you want to see more. Leave some comments and stuff down below if you want to see more as well. And actually, leave some suggestions for some future covers. I have an idea of what I want to do for Sunday, and I'll actually record and put it up on the same day, since free day, basically. If I'm not able to put it up Sunday, I'll at least record Sunday. If I can't put it up Sunday, I'll definitely put it up Monday. So that is that. I will see you all very soon. Adios.